Good morning from Disturbia. No fog here, as you can see, but look at the sky. Sick. Back here, they're setting up poles. AC/DC, we're under a force field. We're being charged up like batteries. Under the glow ball, which is preparing mankind to take the mark of the beast, and has been ever since the Garden of Eden and Adam and Eve ate their baby, the fruit of their tree. Take a look at this. Here you got the orange, and here you got the pink and the blue. At some point, this blue and pink will switch. I've seen it happen so many times. There's no frost this morning. The sky was clear. There's no fog either. I'm assuming that they're going to be spraying the skies like crazy. Yesterday we had quite a bit of wind. Somebody talked about the frequencies that were going on in the sky. I'll tell you what, those wind turbines put frequencies directly into the air, and it heats the air that way. If the forces that should not be would stop spraying us, probably we would go into a deep freeze. I don't know for sure, obviously, but if you consider the fact that in the middle of July, almost every year when we have real beautiful clouds, for example, we get rain and 17 degrees. 17 degrees, we've already had that already this year. We've already had 17 degrees in February. A couple of years ago, we had 18 degrees on January 1st, and a couple of weeks later, we had frost. The forces that should not be are perpetrating this exhausting exercise upon the earth. It is exhausting for nature. Look at these trees, they're totally unprotected. A lot of them are dead. They're taking up trees all the time. We're all being asphyxiated. And it's interesting because these diaries that I'm reading by Richard Burton mention that we are being asphyxiated. Every now and again he'll say, well, if there's life on earth in 50 years because of the asphyxiation. He knew about it back then. I mean, how many other people know about it and don't say anything? On the other hand, what good is talking about it if nobody can do anything about it or against it? Here's an electromagnetic compound. I don't know if you can see it very well from here. Either you've got a nuclear power plant or you have one of those, and you have these electric poles everywhere. Their lines go throughout all the earth, just like it says in the Bible about God's lines. Whatever God does, Satan thinks it can do better. Of course, what it's very good at is deceiving mankind into killing himself. Kill the fruit of your tree and eat it, and then you'll be like a god. Really? I mean, Adam and Eve's problem, especially Eve, they didn't ask enough questions. They just said, well, God told us not to do it. He said, oh, I'm the light bringer. I'm bringing you light. Light is not what people think it is. It's darkness. It's blinding. It will blind you. Remember that song by Manfred Mann, Blinded by the Light. He must have been a Luciferian too. All of them are. I was just looking into the Bee Gees the other day. I don't know how I got on that topic. No fog here, no frost, no nothing. Can you explain that? Clear sky, no fog. Normally we have a clear sky and fog, but today we don't. Well, what's going to happen? We don't know. It's the 29th. 2 and 9 is 11. 12, 13, 14, 15. Plus 4 is 15. Plus 1 for 2026 is 16 is 7. I mean, what does it mean? Full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Who the heck knows? But we know they have a thing for numbers, 18, 6, 6, 6. Anyway, the Bee Gees, I think the website is called Darkness into Light, something like that. And he says, well, they were channeling spirits because they couldn't read music. They weren't even sure that they could sing, because what they would do is they take records to different music halls and play and lip sync to, like karaoke kind of thing, only they didn't sing. This is what they said. Who knows if it's true? They're a pack of liars anyway. I mean, in the day, I quite liked the Bee Gees. I remember Nights on Broadway. Wow, that was powerful back in the day. That was in the 70s. And, the 70s brought forth quite a bit of good music. But, I mean, if you consider the source of it, it's catchy. It sounds good. You sing it and you feel like you're getting some kind of a high. And yet it doesn't last long. Like all drugs, it wears off after a time, and you need more and more and more and more. Anyway, this article talks about, it shows there's a videotape uploaded of an interview by David Frost of the Bee Gees, Barry, Robin, and Morris Gibb. And they talked about, well, we just start playing, and we sort of, the song is there, we just take it out of the air, which is sort of like what Elton John said. I mean, he's got some real dark stuff as well. I mean, he was my favorite when I was young, and I still like his voice. I think he has one of the most golden voices. There's so many British with great voices. Elton John, Paul Carrick, Glenn Shorrock of the Little River Band. Of course, there's enough Americans, too, that have good voices. But there's something about the quality of the English voice. I'm not talking about the accent. I'm talking about the voice itself. It's interesting. Anyway, they were talking about that, and the thesis of this author, whose website, I think it's called Darkness into Light, which doesn't really, that's not quite the truth either. You see, they give you partial truth, and then you fall for what they say, and then they drag you into some other kind of a Luciferian tactic. That's how they do it. They want you to believe in them, and they'll do anything to make you believe. That's what it's all about in Lucifer, this belief. Oh yeah, and I wanted to also say that Andy Gibb, he was sacrificed. He was 30 years old. Oh, he was strung out on cocaine. I don't know. I remember seeing Andy Gibb live. He came to an autograph session in Ohio when we lived there. Oh, I thought Andy Gibb, Peter Frampton, Elton John. I was in love with all of them. The Babies. Wow, that guy had a great voice. John Waits, I think was his name, or John Waite. Anyhow, Andy Gibb was there, and he didn't look like he was. He looked like he was, annoyed in retrospect. But he was something like, 27 at the time, and he died at 30. Oh, well, he just died. I think when they say, oh, he had myocarditis and died. Could very well be, but these people who worship Satan have to kill, whether they want to or not. They got to kill their animal. There's a girl on YouTube called Makeup Junkie G. She had to kill her dog. You have to kill for Satan. It doesn't matter how much you think it loves you. It will make you kill. Otherwise, it'll kill you. Take a look at the movie Angel Heart. can run, but you can't hide. And Satan will, the Grim Reaper, will come after you one day. And anyway, Morris Gibb died. I think he was something like 52, 53 during an operation. Who else? Yeah, Robin. Robin was even younger, I think. And who survived it all? Who's alive today? Barry Gibb. B.G. It could have gone any other way. You never know with Satan, because Satan is arbitrary. And I'm sure its minions know that, but somehow they worship that thing anyway. I don't know why. Is it really the power of gold that makes them do it? I don't know. Dan Fogelberg's another one, you know. I mean, you could, you know, the list of names is endless. You could just go on and on. There's so many that worship the devil, thinking that, you know, they've got this sort of, you know, secret, and only they know it. Only they know Satan as it really is, you know. It's a liar, the father of lies, and a murderer from the very beginning. Why do people fool themselves? Probably because they get tricked, realize they've been tricked, and then they want to deceive somebody else just to make themselves feel better, just to get some sort of a, you know, I don't know what it does for them. Because I know that they're insatiable and they never stop, and the cruelty never ends with them. Look at Leo Carhart, the abortionist. Finally he died. Finally, he was over 80. He said, even on a good day, I'm killing it. He's talking about babies. He had a barn full of horses, and unfortunately it burned down with all the horses in it. You think that was an accident? Look him up, Leo or Leon Carhart. Evil, evil, evil man. Abortionist. Anyhow, Satan is a god of force. He is the force of the air, like the Bible says. God of forces. And it's not done yet. It will manifest after sufficient blood has been shed and enough lies have been told. Here in Germany, they're going on and on. They have been for at least a month. I feel like it's been going on for maybe like 3-4 months, but I'm not sure because I haven't followed it. But they've got this stranded whale that they named Timmy. And every day, it's like a continuing soap opera of this. I'm not sure what kind of a whale it is. I want to say Buckelwal in German. I don't know what it is in English, but people don't realize that they're looking at mankind. It's a picture of mankind. It's an allegory. Mankind is stranded and is looking for help from the evil people who put him in that situation in the first place. Oh, there was a bird in the road. Like it's some kind of homeopathy. People don't realize that they're looking at themselves. It's a picture of mankind. They're stranded and they're looking for help from people who are not going to help it. Somebody else said, well, what people don't realize is that this happens all the time and they just picked one. I mean, that very well could be. I mean, it could be a simulation. Do you know? You don't know. There's so many things that we don't know. Especially if you see it on YouTube. I've been following this Corey Richens case, and there were some new videos yesterday because her defense team asked for a continuance of the sentencing. And finally the judge, after 2 weeks or 3, has made a decision not to continue. That just means delay. I don't know why they call it a continuance, but You know, they've always got to have some fancy jargon and you're not sure what it means, so you got to look it up. But it means delay in the sentencing and postponing it from the 13th of May to the 6th of June or 16th or whatever it was. And I was watching this one here at 2:06, and this afternoon it'll go up to like 2:16 because that's what they do. Cat and mouse every single day. It just gets so old, you know. But anyway, I was taking a look at this woman's video. She was talking about it, and I was so distracted because I could see that her lips were not moving with the sound of her voice. And I'm seeing this a lot recently. And then I took a real good look at her, and I thought, you know, if she isn't 3D, if she isn't just CGI, it's absolutely insane. Then there's another guy on there who says that he's some kind of a lawyer, JD something or other. Same thing with him. He always wears a red shirt and shows up in front of a background of the sea and or the ocean, and he's out of sync with his own lips. And I thought to myself, if this isn't CGI, there's so much of that going on now. There always has been. People that don't blink, people that are out of sync. So much strange and weirdness happening. Well, I don't usually watch those two, but I thought they were going to talk about the continuance having been denied, and they did, but I was so distracted watching them speak out of sync that I turned them both off. I know the news. I read the comments, and that was it. Now my cough is starting up. So I think I'll end this video. Don't be fooled, folks. The man of sin is coming. It's going to get really, really bad. The man of sin will come. The people will worship the beast. It will rule for 1 hour. 40 days plus minus. Now they're starting spring. And he'll come with all kinds of promises of youth and never dying and all this other stuff, just like they did during Corona. Get vaccinated, and chances are, even if you get Corona, it won't be as bad as if you hadn't gotten the vaccine. This time they're going to say, get it and live forever. But it will mean certain death.